कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Hanuman was witnessing right in front of his eyes what Sita Mata was. He concluded, Tarkayamasa Siteti. He concluded this is Mata Sita. He also saw how Sita, the lotus-eyed, the beautiful-eyed Sita, was a match to Rama. Right from being a Rama Bhakta, he has become a Sita Bhakta. That said, Ravana enters the Ashokavana Vatika. As Ravana enters and all the demonesses and the soldiers rise in order to respect their king, Sita finds it very, very tough. Of course, a lot of disgust, a fear factor too, to face Ravana. As Ravana comes and justifies his act of abducting another person's woman, another person's wife, he also says, what is the use? Rama, I'm not sure whether Rama will be living or dead. He has lost his kingdom, he has lost his wife, I'm sure. He would have meted his own end. Sita, I'm not forcing myself on you. He acts as if it is his birthright to abduct some other woman, to misbehave with her. That point in time, Sita plucks a blade of grass and keeps it in the middle. Trinamantaratah kritva pratyuvacha shuchismita nivartaya manomattaha swajane priyata manaha. So, as she keeps the blade of grass between the two, Sita tries to convey a list of meanings associated with the grass. Of course, Sita doesn't say it, but our commentators, our Purvacharyas, our Vyakhyatas, they have stated. When a person of good repute comes to your place, you have to offer them water, seed. If you don't have a seed, keep a blade of grass, says Apastamba. When you're meeting a person of a foreign national, welcome them with a bouquet of flowers. If there isn't any, give a blade of grass. If you do not like a person, yet fate forces you to meet that person, talk to that person, draw a curtain, yavanika, between the two. If there is no curtain available, keep a blade of grass. Next, I told you there are many meanings given by our commentators. Next meaning, na paramukha nirikshanam na api sambhashanam. Sita says, my mother has taught me in my childhood that unless and until it is required, of course you can make friends with the opposite gender, but unless and until it is required, do not always initiate a conversation. If you're a woman, respect only those men who respect you. Do not stoop to the level of their conversations and engage with them. This is what Sita believes her mother has taught to her. So she says, na paramukha nirikshanam na api sambhashanam. Don't talk unnecessarily. When I have to convey this thought that I don't wish to talk to you, I keep a blade of grass. Next, the other reason for trinam antaratah kritva. See, I'm keeping a blade of grass, Ravana. You are talking to me. At the same time, this blade of grass of Lanka origin, at least I am of Bharata origin. This blade of grass is Lanka origin. Do you believe this blade of grass, even though it is of Lanka origin, is listening to you? No. So when a blade of grass that belongs to Lanka is of Lanka origin and not listening to you, why will I of Bharata origin be listening to you? Trinamantarata kritva. Then there is a Vishnu Purana Vakyam. Sakulinaha. Sabuddhiman. A person of good clan, education needs to be respected. But I find two of them between you and the grass, Ravana. Lanka is a beautiful country. The country has you and the blade of grass. In a way, I feel the blade of grass comes from a better clan than what you are. So I shall give all my advice, suggestions, recommendations to this blade of grass, because Vishnu Puranam says for the people of good clan, good men, good women, advice. I'm not going to advise that. Blade of grass, I know that you won't listen. There is another meaning, says the commentator. He says, with the eye glances of Mahalakshmi, even a blade of grass can turn into something very auspicious. There is a work called as Lakshmi Sahasram. This work is by the famed poet called Venkatadhwari Kavi. It is a poem of 1008 verses, 25 chapters called 25 Stabakams. In one of the Stabakams, in one of the chapters, while describing the auspiciousness associated with Mahalakshmi, the poet says, even a blade of grass called Durvadala. Durvadalam is a blade of grass. Of course, these days you find many extracts of this Durvadala grass that is used for curing diabetes, a few other ailments associated with our body. So, this Durvadala is between the shade of light and dark green. It isn't completely dark green, not light green. It falls in between. So it is said that Bhuma Devi, Mother Earth, her complexion is like the Durvadala. Durvadala pratimaya tavadeha kantya. So Durvadala in Sanskritam, in Tamil, is very popularly known as Arhampul. This blade of grass, when put together as bunches, is offered to Ganesha. People who worship Ganesha use this blade of grass. So, this blade of grass, Arhampul or Durvadala, is treated very auspicious. Why? Asks the poet. Because Mahalakshmi's eye glances have fallen on Durvadala to make it auspicious. So, here is Mata Sita. Sita is Mahalakshmi. So, she keeps a blade of grass and says, see, you can see the power associated with me. Just with my eyesight, I can make this blade of grass auspicious. If you propitiate, if you prostrate in front of me, I shall make you auspicious and rid of your sins too. So she says, look, this is the blade of grass waiting for my kataksham. Trinamantarata kritva. Then she says, there's another meaning. The blade of grass is very unintelligent in nature. You may say there are plant cells in it, there's a cell wall, there's a cell membrane, there is a cytoplasm and all of it. All that is fine. It is unintelligent in nature. Just imagine. My mother keeps me and the blade of grass. She says, do not waste your time, study. I either will get super impressed with her suggestion and start studying, or I'll get upset and I'll start reacting by crying. The blade of grass will not do anything because it is unintelligent in nature. It doesn't comprehend human instructions. It may have a certain feeling because the plant kingdom, botany, also has a life. Having life is different, having intelligence is different. So this is unintelligent. The blade of grass is unintelligent. Sita is trying to imply to Ravana, Though this blade of grass is treated unintelligent and the human is treated intelligent, you don't fall in the intelligent category. So to me, this blade of grass and you are the same. Trinamautarata kritva. So she has made up her mind. Hridaye kritva. She has made up her mind. What has she made up her mind? The commentator gives two lines. Natva trinatva manye, natva trinaya manye. I don't treat you like a blade of grass. She says, in a way, I don't treat you like a blade of grass. I treat you as a king. But you are not listening to me. So you're forcing me to keep this blade of grass telling when you don't listen to me, Ravana, I treat you like a blade of grass. Natva trinatva manye. Then she says, no. This blade of grass is at least useful in a way or other. You are not. So why should I compare you to the blade of grass? Then tomorrow blade of grass will feel a lot insulted and humiliated. So she says, Natva trinaya manye. I don't treat you equivalent to a grass too. So, Natva trinatva manye, Natva trinaya manye. That is why she kept the blade of grass. Trinamautarata kritva. Ravana, it is often said, Jnanena hinaha pashubhis samanaha. The one bereft of knowledge, the one bereft of the very logic, what to do and what not, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. The one who is not able to clearly demarcate in terms of wisdom is like a blade of grass. So she says, Jnanena hinaha pashubhis samanaha. They are equivalent to an animal. So what is an animal? Let's take the simple animal, the pashu. Pashu is generally a four-legged animal. Here let's keep it pashu as a proper noun, a cow. What will it feed on? Grass. So when I'm giving you so much of advice and suggestions and recommendations and requests and you're not applying to it, you're not listening to it, you are as unintelligent or less reactive like a blade of grass, like a cow. What does a cow do? Cow feeds on the grass. So I keep the blade of grass, start feeding on it. Jnanena hinaha pashubhis samanaha trinavantarata kritva. Ravana, though you may be sitting on a very grand golden throne and calling yourself as the king of Lanka with so many heads, Dashagrivam, Vimshadbhujam, Dashagrivam, Sarvalakshana Sanyutam, all these people may describe. But in front of me, you are a mean person with a very, very poor character. Ravana, you may be assuming, how do I treat you? See, I have lived with one of the best men that the world has seen. That man is Ramachandra. He was my husband, he's still my husband. I've lived with him. He's like a lion. He knows what is to be majestic. He knows what is to be aristocrat. He knows how to carry himself. He knows what is good character. I've lived with a lion like him. And do you think you're a lion? You may be sitting on a simhasanam, in an asanam that has simham on both hands, but you're a jackal. In front of Rama, you are a jackal. As Kshatriyas, we go on hunting and at times we even tame animals or we throw meat at them. A jackal may consume meat. I have no meat to offer. So, as a queen, I can just give you a blade of grass. Take this. Trinamantarata kritva yadantaram simha srigala yorbane. Then Ravana says, wait, Sita. Take this platter, golden platter. It has got beautiful silk clothes with nice brocade border. Take these nice jewelry. It has got nice bangles and nice kundalams. Take this, Sita. Sita laughs. She says, looking at Ravana, who tells her, Vichitrani cha malyani chandananya garoni cha vividhani cha vasamsi divyanya bharanani cha yani vaishravane subhru ratnani cha danani cha. Take this, Sita. Take this. You're trying to enamor me, lure me with all these riches. I've seen better. In front of me, Ravana, you've kept all these riches. But to my Rama, whom I am devoted and attached to, in front of his valor, all that you have displayed, is equivalent to a blade of grass. Trinamantarata kritva. More to Trinamantarata kritva. More to the power of Sita. More to the power of women. Next episode. Dear Astika reader, I'm happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.